Hey everybody, so today we're going to talk about proportions just like we did yesterday. But yesterday the numbers came out super nice, and today sometimes they're just not going to come out nice. For example, right here I've got 6 over 25 and e over 80. Well, I don't see a nice way to get from 25 to 80, and I don't see a nice way to get from 6 to 25. So there's something else that we can do. Remember how yesterday we could check if we didn't know, you could multiply these two numbers? So I'm going to take and I'm going to do 6 times 80. All right, so I look, 6 times 8 is 48 with the 0. And then I can look over on this side. So I'm going to put an equal, and I can see that over here I get 25e. How does that help me? Well, look at this. If I draw a line down, this is 25 times e. How do I undo the times? You got it. I'm just going to divide. So 25, then I pull out my calculator, which is totally fine for this unit. And I've got 480 divided by 25. I don't think that's going to come out perfect. Nope. And that's okay. I get 19.2. All right, so I want you to try one. Do 6 over 13 equals 78. How would that happen? You have it on your calculator. You can just use that calculator. You might want to go get one from the wall if that's helpful for you. So let's see. I'm going to do these guys right here. So I get 6m. These guys right here, I get 13 times 7.8. Goodness gracious, grab your calculator. You may have already done that. What do you get? I got 101.4. Did you get the same? So 101.4 equals 6m. How do I undo that 6m? Divide by 6. Is it going to come out perfect? No. And so this is just the way you do it. If you're thinking, there's no nice way to do it, I can't see what I would just multiply by or divide by, then we're going to do it this way. There you go. So I'm going to give you a couple more examples to try and see what you can get on your own. Push pause in between. And all right, so try the next one. 24 over 17 equals 109 over h. For sure, that one's not very nice. So I want you to go through and see what you can get. Push pause while you do it, and then I'll come back with an answer in just a second. All right, so I'm going to do 24 times h. Gives me 24h equals 109 times 17. That's a big number. Not exactly sure what that is, but I do have a handy dandy calculator. Holy macanoli. That gives me 1,853, which makes sense that it would be that big, because 17 times 100 would be about 1,700. So then I put my line down, divide out by 24, divide out by 24. So I click divided by 24, and I get 77. We'll just go 0.2. Oh, that should have been on the other side, but that's okay. So 77.2 equals h. Sorry that I put that on the wrong side, but I think you can still see that we're okay. All right, let's try the next one. 7 over 9 equals j over 22.5. Push pause if you want to work it out yourself, and then come back to me when you're ready to check to make sure you did it right. 7 times 22.5. So when I've got that, something went wrong on my calculator. It didn't clear out. 7 times 22.5 gives me 157.5. Mrs. Beaver, does it matter which side of the equal sign stuff goes on? It does not. So over here I've got 9j. And let's see, so how do I undo that? Times 9, I divide it, divide by 9, divide by 9. So I get 17.5 equals J. So those should be pretty nice. That's going to be one of the IXLs that you're going to do today. Let's take a quick look. So this is J8, one of the IXLs you're going to do. Just get a piece of scratch paper and do it out. Can I do 8 to 20 really nice or 20 to 15 really nice? Not. If I simplified it down, I could, but this one might be easier just to do the 8 times 15 equals whatever, then divide it out by the 20. So J8 is one of the IXLs. If you want to stop and do that right now before you finish on with the lesson, you're welcome to do that, or you can just go with the next piece, which is some word problems. So again, choose to pause and do J8, or choose to keep going and then do J8 and J9 together. All right, here we go. The next one, it says, Julie made 15 liters of jam in 5 days. So how much jam could Julie make in 7 days? Assume that the relationship is proportional. So I'm going to look and I'm going to set up, when I see something like this, I'm always going to put a line equals a line. So you should have scratch paper when you're doing these problems. And I'm going to say, okay, I've got some jam up here and I'm going to do days down here. It really helps me personally to label so I can keep things organized. So I've got 15 liters, 5 days, and 7 days. That's my important stuff. So liters of jam, maybe I should have called it L up here. I've got 15, and the 5 matches with that, so it's going to go right below. Then this 7, well, is that a day or is it a liter? It's a day, so the 7 goes down here. And so this one you might say, hey, I just multiply it by 3. Great. So 7 I did times 3. 7 times 3 equals 21. So my answer is 21 liters of jam. So on your IXL, you just get to push in the 21. You might say, yeah, but what about that cross multiply thing? You totally could have used that. We could have gone 15 times 7 equals 5 times j, and then divided it out that way. That would have given you 21 as well. But sometimes if you can just see it multiplies by 3 or something like that, go with that strategy. The next one says, Abby and her friend were going to the Wild game. Together, they will pay $75 for tickets. At this rate, how much would it cost for 9 people to go? Well, I'm going to set it out as a proportion. Abby and her friend, well, how many people is that? You got it. So that's 2 people. So I'm going to put people on top, dollars on the bottom. Does it matter if the dollars are on top, people on the bottom? No. So I'm going to do Abby and her friend, that's 2 people. They pay $75. At this rate, how much would it cost for 9 people? So now we got to figure out, does the 9 go on the top or the bottom? In the way I wrote it, it goes on the top because that's where I have my people. All right. This one, this isn't very nice to me. Like, I don't see how I can do stuff there. You could find the price per person if you wanted to and then multiply that by 9. For right now, I'm just going to do this. 2x equals 9 times 75. 9 times 75, well, it'd be a little less than 9 times 75, it'd be a little less than 750. That's a lot of money. So let's see what it is. $675. So 2x equals 675. Divide that out by 2. And I see that 337.5. All right. That, I was thinking, didn't make sense, but it makes total sense. So, how much would it cost for 9 people to go to the Wild game? It would cost a lot of money. It would cost $337.5, but how do you write that in dollars? Yeah, $337.50 for 9 people to go. So does that make sense that it would cost that much? Yeah, if 2 people are 75, yep, that seems to make sense with me. So today on these, if we were writing them on paper, you would need to have labels. And so as I look, so this J8 is what you've already done. Now you can go on and click over to J9, which is word problems. Scratch paper is really going to help you. Raimundo used 45 centimeters of tape to wrap 15 presents. How much tape will Raimundo need if in all he has to wrap 16 presents? So I would do a line equals a line, set up the 45 and the 15, then figure out, okay, where does the 16 go, and go through that way. If you need help, just make sure to ask a neighbor, ask a teacher, and you can do that. All right, so you're going to have a really good day. You've got several IXLs to do. I'm thinking for sure J8 and J9, probably J6 and J7 as well. You may have already started with those a little bit. So have a fabulous day, and we'll talk later.